Hey everybody, Sailor Pauli here. I'm going to show you today another tutorial on how to lasso a cleat hitch. First thing I do is I take my dock line, which here it is tied to my boat, presumptively. And this is the end of my dock line, the bitter end. And the bitter end I'm going to hold in my left hand, and I'm going to hold the other in my right hand. Obviously, if you're left-handed, you're just going to switch it around and do everything completely backwards. But this is what I do. First, I want to make a circle around the cleat. So I just sort of, easy, turn it over there. That is not hard at all, right? Next step is I'm going to do an overhand loop. You see how I'm sending this overhand loop down? You're basically just drawing a circle really quick and that whips all the way down the rope. You know how you can do this, and that's real easy to make a little loop. But what if you just go over and you're watching this loop go down the rope all the way to the cleat, and then it whacks it. So after you've practiced just making a couple loops like that, whip it to the left so that it lassos this left cleat like this. Now you're going to take that same overhand loop and you're going to throw it on the other side to try to hit the right horn. You see, this is just me practicing the overhand loop, and I just aim for the middle. Just aim for the middle to practice your loops, And once you feel like you got some good loops, then take aim. Take aim at that right cleat, and then it's going to snag it, and when it does, it's barely going to catch it, just like that. And that's because the rope is pulling this way, so it can't really go diagonally across the cleat yet. That's what the third overhand loop is all about. So now you'll throw another third overhand loop, and remember, you're going to whip it to the left. And there you go. Now you've got the cleat hitch, and you can actually pull it and snug it up at the dock too. So then, if you want to keep practicing, you can take your foot and you can just rub the rope out, and now you're undoing it so that you can still not bend down while you're practicing. And you'll get really fast at that. So here's a whole example of the entire thing. Sorry, I got splinters on my dock. Sometimes you miss. Whatever. Because you're gonna do it. And then I'm gonna release it. Whatever. This is what I do when I practice. And after a while, you'll be so confident at this that you'll just try it at the dock in front of a whole bunch of people. And who cares if you miss one time or so, big deal. It doesn't always have to be perfect. It's still impressive. And you're just going to get better and better at it. So you may as well try it. So the other thing to remember, one more thing to remember. When I am coming in for my second overhand loop, which I believe is the hardest one to do, the second overhand loop, trying to get this right horn on the cleat, I try to envision, when I'm whipping my loop down there, I try to envision that loop coming down and then laying right here about 1 inch next to the horn, and then it will pull and hang like that. That's kind of key. I try to aim right there with this loop. Okay, good luck.